of ass. I got me a task. I keep ballin', I don't never pass. Kobe out your league, no catching up. I take a girl skydiving, so I don't get no fucks. You already know, Pap Brady, when I get your girl, she coming, I'ma scoop it up.
Yeah. What's going on, y'all? What's Gucci? YouTube, you dig what I'm saying? It's Pap Brady, Super in the building, Marvelous Bluntz in the building. We are here live in the rep with my dog, Koonce. What's good, Brody?
Not much. How you living, man?
Man, you know I'm cooling, man. God is the greatest. You did had a great June. You know what I'm saying? Brought it into July. God willing, it's gonna be even greater, man. But about to get into this. Koonce hit me up. He was like, "Bro, we gotta talk about you talking about Ironheart or nah? You feel me? You talking about?" I was like, "Man, you know we can go ahead and do it." I was a little slow on it, but we about to go ahead and get into this convo. You know what I'm saying? We like what we saw. We talked about it a lot in the group chat. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about everything. But already, man, subscribe to Marvelous Bluntz, man. Like this video, man. Even if you hated Ironheart, please let us know in the comments because we definitely loved it, man. So overall, I already kind of talked about episode 1 through 3, but we can kind of talk about it a little bit. What was the vibe for you once you got through those first 3 episodes?
The first 3, when I first watched it was cool. It wasn't nothing too grand. I mean, the first episode, I feel like everybody feel the same. Like it wasn't really like it didn't grab you. It was like okay. I felt like by episode 3 they were getting into their rhythm. You know, it was like a jogging pace. It's like okay, y'all picking it up. And the end of episode 3, I like the cliffhanger, but not in a sense of because she left the what was it, the bionic thing in the greenhouse. It wasn't because of that. It was mainly because of her reaction, and that's the first time you saw her like break down and admit like I'm not okay. Yes. So the show for me, I liked her character arc because even though she didn't fully come around to being this, I'm a good person type of vibe, she finally saw herself for the situations that she was in. And, that's all I really could ask for, because the first few episodes made her seem like she just was oblivious to everything. But you see her Tony Stark parallels and how arrogant she really was and feel like I could solve everything myself. So, but to the first 3 episodes, like you asked, it was a nice setup to the last 3. I could say that.
Okay. I definitely agree when you say like it wasn't like a slow burn, but you know what I'm saying, you could tell the first 3 episodes like okay, this is getting better and better. You know what I'm saying? It's not nothing that I'm really not liking at all. You feel what I'm saying? Like visually, everything was going good. The acting was good. You feel what I'm saying? Like you said, with the character art, seeing with how they saved her from that mess of Wakanda forever. Because I think all of us was kind of saying that we weren't excited about this based off the character in Wakanda Forever. I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Like I felt like she was just a throw on to the movie. They really separated her, made her own little lane, like Kate Bishop lane to her. You feel what I'm saying? So I really was rocking with that. Also, when you said the Tony Stark parallel, I was like, bruh, that's the first thing I kept saying. Like, bruh, she reminded me of the girl version of Tony Stark. You feel me? Like how she thinks, like all her reactions, how she always is like why I said she's gonna make Ultron. I was like, she's gonna end up making Ultron, bro, because she just makes decisions. It's always thinking it out of her best interest, but she always thinks it's out of everybody else's best interest without getting them hit. You feel what I'm saying? Like telling them type shit. So, the first 3 episodes was cool. I think, like I said, I was like, damn, they got something with this show. Like, I'm glad they showed it. The only thing I really didn't like, bro, to just be honest with you, is just something that's ongoing. The crew was just corny. You know what I'm saying? Besides the crew, everything in that show worked. You feel what I'm saying?
I did like what's the one girl that was blowing stuff up? She was cool. She was cool. In comparison,
she was cool. Yeah.
Compared to the other 3, she was the coolest. The other 3 is just like, I guess, okay.
One, you gotta still be realistic, bro. These two females is not like just knocking out every security. You know what I'm saying? Like we have to be. They're not super soldiers. You feel me? The one with the blowing up stuff that would have made more sense if she was on the mission setting up bombs and blowing up the building. Boom, that makes sense. But they would have full fight scenes. They were clearing out the room, and then Buddy, Slug, then he will come through Bogan in the middle of a heist. I'm like, there's nothing wrong with that because I understand like what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? What they're checking off, but that doesn't make sense of what a heist crew is. The hacker's not going to be nowhere near any other shit that's going on with this going. I was like, why? It's no reason for him to actually be there. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm like, they're not using guns. They didn't use any type of weapons, bruh. Let's be real here. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be real here. So, and then you got compare that to Ant-Man crew where they really didn't do no type of violence. They did heist type stuff. You feel what I'm saying? They did operations. Ant-Man is the person who goes, which I felt like Ironheart should have been. Like, hey, she just goes and does the missions. We just kind of get support.
Mm-hmm.
They clearing out White Castle.
You know, I'm glad that you brought up Ant-Man because that brings up one of my initial gripes with other people's gripes with the show is, you know, they talk about her being a criminal.
Yeah.
You know, and her, you know, she coming back, she gets expelled from school, she comes back, the first thing she does is join this criminal organization, this gang, pretty much. Why didn't we have the same backlash for Ant-Man? I feel like it's just because she's black. Because if Ant-Man was black, they would have viewed him as a nigga, you know.
Oh my God. Hey,
he was paying child support, so he had to go to this life of crime. So it would have been like, oh, they would have viewed it the same way. And I just feel like when we're in this comic book realm, because they touched on race without really like, I mean, it's Marvel, it's Disney. They're not going to do too much and like try to explain and break down the nuances of race in America. But they touched on it a little bit when she went to Joe and he was like, you know, I don't have money for your organization and things like that.
Yeah,
she like, I don't need the money for that. So they touched on it there. And even the first episode when I don't know who the lady was, but when she was like, you know, y'all trying to hold me down. And she was like, Riri, ain't nobody trying to hold you down. Like, if anything, I'm trying to help you out. You've been tripping. So
MIT.
Exactly. I just feel like that gripe itself is just like, I mean, she a kid, bro. Like that's the main thing. It has nothing to do with race. She just a kid trying to figure out things on her own. And her, again, going back to this Tony Stark, her arrogance makes her feel like I could be with these bad people because they dumb. I could just do this and get out.
Yep. I agree. That arrogance, and that's how Tony Stark used the Avengers. He's like, I'm just using them as the muscle just in case things get out of hand. You feel what I'm saying? Whatever I'm doing, because every Avenger situation, it comes from bro. You feel what I'm saying? Like almost every situation.
And that's a fact.
So that's why I'm like, when you say that, like when they say the arrogant part, like I said, that is part of the Iron Man, this Iron lore. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be smart, bro. Like I said, she's what Peter Parker should have been. You feel what I'm saying? Like she should that attitude. Like I know they want to make Spider-Man how they make it, bro, but like I just comparing her to all the teenage, young adult Avengers that we seen. She had the most all-around real story that you can be like, dang, this is some real stuff she going through. You feel what I'm saying? Like everybody else, Kate Bishop, rich girl. You know what I'm saying? Rich girl who wanted to, who great story. Like her origin is great. She saw another version of a superhero. Like, dang, I can do something else. But Ironheart, she was thrown into a war between land and sea out of nowhere. You feel what I'm saying? Sent back to college, doing what she doing. Like you said, bro, it wasn't of something she probably wanted to do, bro. But like, hey, everybody's done. Look at the Guardians. They literally steal the first Guardians is Star-Lord still in the one of the stones? You feel me? So it is a lot of picky choosy, and even when I seen the last episode, we got to go into that. But the last episode was a scene when she fought Joe, right? And she like kicked him in the nuts or whatever because that like is the only thing that his brain could like throw him off from the, you know what I'm saying, the what he was under. Like one of these YouTubers that's one of these white YouTubers, they put like that scene, but just that with no context. So I'm like, with no context, it does look wild. You feel what I'm saying? It's like it looks like here we go with the race swapping and the girls better than got. No, it actually was a reason why she was doing that shit. You feel what I'm saying? The internet unfortunately allows a lot of narratives to run, you know what I'm saying? And you can either go look for yourself. Cause bro, I know they was sick, actually, like, damn, this joint all right. I know it hurt.
Yeah.
But if your whole brand, most of their brands are down these type of films, you know what I'm saying? But I enjoyed it, man. Like I really did. But when we go into the episodes to 4, 5, and 6, you know what I'm saying? So episode 4, I think that was the episode before right after she lost the that piece in the place. Bro, that whole episode, I'm like, bro, they know she did it, bro. She was so awkward, bro. She was so scary, bro. And even the part when I said I was looking at the part, I said, bro, she just like Tony. When she put the wristbands on her peoples and it went off and it was like an airbag. I'm like, that's something Tony would do. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, wear this right here. But why? Look, just trust me. Don't even worry. You know what I'm saying? That's Tony talk. You feel me? Like, just don't worry about it. How'd you feel when she was like on her, like, I gotta be on defense mode? She was sleeping in the fucking suit and all that.
Nah, I like that a lot. I feel like wasn't Tony like that in one of the Iron Mans where he stayed in the suit? Yes. So one of the things I liked with this show is they didn't have no like major actor like from the other films in here, and it held its own. Like, I mean, based on the comics, we know Tony Stark, he is the hologram, you know, for Ironheart. So they changed that as far as the AI. And I think that the change helped her stand on her own. It was a little rough at first, but once it got his foot in, it's like, okay, I can rock with this character without needing other people, like a major actor to benefit her. And I like 4 because I felt like she was finally able to truly act. Because the first 3, she seemed standoffish and stoic and like she's playing off everybody else. But the last 3 is when she's like really switching her mental, and you could see her going through her anguish and deal with her stress and anxiety and things like that, PTSD, grief, all these things that were weighing on her, and you see how they play out. So I like how 4 was, and I even peeped the callback when I rewatched it. I'm like, oh, they showed that tech in the first episode when she kicked the trash can and trapped the dude in a bubble. It was like, okay, so she already had this stuff and just pretty much was like, I'm gonna need you to rock this. And I like how they made it relevant even to, what was that, episode 5? Was that the White Castle episode?
Yeah, the White Castle episode,
yeah. So they made it a point like, okay, this is actually going to be useful. So yeah,
shout out to that, man. Then they really switched it up, right? Now this episode 2, they finally just went crazy and added magic to this joint. You know what I'm saying? I think the characters, like I said, I don't remember their names. I'm gonna call her B. She the girl with the glasses.
Her name's Zelma.
Zelma reminded me of this version's Jane from Thor. You know what I'm saying? Like that was on WandaVision, Jane. Like it's like quirky energy, but she knows what she's doing. I really liked her character because when they switched it to magic, you know what I'm saying? I didn't expect they was going to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like it was going to go deep into magic. Even someone mentioned in episode 5 the Dormammu reference, you know what I'm saying? Like it was direct references, like you said, without adding actually putting Doctor Strange in the movie or Wand. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Wong was in She-Hulk for no reason. Wong would have been, if they could have added it, Wong would have been perfect for this show. You feel what I'm saying? Like, because he's actually the Sorcerer Supreme, so he could have came in with some actual knowledge. Like, nah, this is some different shit that you fight. You feel me? But lo and behold, the magic. What did you think about the magic aspect and them adding that with the technology in this episode?
No, that one thing I did feel like it was just sudden. Like the Zelma, she was a little too amped to take them to the other world. Like I didn't feel like they kind of. I don't want to say it was rushed, but it just seemed very abrupt. Like they just went smack into it, and now they discussing all these. And it's just like, dang, like she just was open with her mother. You know, she finessed her mother. You know, still.
She was finessing her mother. Her mother should have been a long time ago. I'm talking about when that bubble shit went on. She should have been like, "Nah, bro, you gotta go, bro. You just bust my door down with an Iron Man suit."
Oh yeah. Came in there yelling, "You okay? You good?" But
you cool?
I mean, she knew she wasn't good though. Like even when she first came home, and it goes back to the grief thing. Like her mom knew, like you're dealing with all this, and I don't know what you're doing now, and I don't know how to talk to you. I think that was the major thing because even to that, did they ever give a timeline when that happened? Like Gary and Natalie died in reference to when she went away to school.
It might have been because I think she said that the car that she ended up making for the suit, I think she thought that they sold that when she went to go to college. You feel what I'm saying? Like they used that to go to school. So I'm not too sure about that. You know what I'm saying? But that could have been explained too, like the time period of when that happened. They did not explain that.
Cause I know they was like she went to college at like 15 or graduated at 15, one of the two. But I don't know if she just went straight there. I don't know. But to the magic point, I did feel like it was abrupt, but it was necessary. She was sure needed it. But I like the introduction of Zelma character and the world that could present later on. You know, because even episode 6, the post-credit scene, that could take on a life of its own and go down a whole different direction. Yeah. Again, they touched on a lot without really like doing a lot. Like they kept this central story moving, but still gave you all these pieces. So I did like the introduction of magic because we need something. Yeah, we need something.
We need something. I agree, man. We needed something, especially just leaving Phase 5. I just think that Phase 5 was just, oh my God, this probably was the roughest phase out of all the phases ever, bro. Like this phase was different, bro. Like I don't know, man. Like we got some real solid shit, and then we got some real solid trash. You feel what I'm saying? Like they gave us some stuff that I can never forgive Marvel for. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially like the Marvels. Love and Thunder, you know what I'm saying? Doctor Strange, you feel what I'm saying?
Love and Thunder was Phase 5.
Yeah. Love and Thunder. I think.
No, I'm looking at this right now. I think.
Go over
Wikipedia. I'm on Wikipedia. It don't really give me exactly. It starts at 2023. It starts Ant-Man and the Wasp movie, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, The Marvels, Deadpool and Wolverine, Captain America, Brave New World, Thunderbolts.
So Phase 4 was trash and 5 was trash. So let's get to that. You know what I'm saying? Now we really get into it. Phase 5 was trash too.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Phase 5 had the show. That's just what held it down.
Okay, I'm looking at it now. Ant-Man and Quantumania. What you think about Ant-Man and Quantumania? Ant-Man and Wasp Quantumania. I thought that joke was trash.
The movie don't matter no more, so it's just a movie.
Just to let y'all know, Michael Clark Duncan, Hank Pym, and Wasp, they have retired from acting recently. They just retired like this week. Quantumania broke them. They said, "I'm done." They were. You've never heard of an actor retiring. They announced their retirement, bro, after Quantumania. That's crazy. That shit broke. So let's get to that. Let me see here. Let's see.
Guardians was good.
Let me see. Secret Invasion, trash. I Am Groot, didn't watch that. Loki season 2 was trash. All that budget and nothing. The Marvels, trash. Did you watch What If? The last season?
Nah, I ain't never tapping on What If. Well,
What
nah,
If
I tapped into first season.
Season 1 was good. Season 1 was good. Season 2 was mid, and then I didn't even watch season 3.
I didn't even know they had 3 seasons.
I think season 2, what happened last year was season 2. They did something where it was like during the holidays, and they just did all the episodes every day. Like every day it was an episode. So I don't like that. So that was trash. Captain America: Brave New World. It was good on IMAX, but I can't lie, on Disney Plus at home, I watched it. I was like, this shit was bad. It was like Power Rangers. Did you watch it again or no?
Yeah, but I watched it like when I was about to go to sleep, so nothing too crazy. It was cool. It was a cool movie. Yeah, nothing too grand.
Just be going to sleep. That's crazy. The Marvels, Daredevil Born Again, once again, another show with so much potential, bro. But at the end, flat. He went to a bar, and I'm like, okay, it's gonna be some type of something. It was an old lady cop, a bartender. He like, we're the ones that can say, yeah, I guarantee you they're not gonna be in season 2.
Probably not, but they didn't know how they was gonna end it, because remember the director's changes, so they just was like, we got to figure out a way to end this, John. Let's not do too much. We ain't trying to use the budget up. We already at the end, so.
Okay, and then Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts was nice, yeah.
So Phase 5, I would say, was better than Phase 4. I would definitely say that.
Phase 4, I don't even remember Phase 4.
Oh Lord, bro! Oh my God! Hold on, wait! It's right here. I'm looking at it right now. Phase 4. We about to go. WandaVision. That was cool. Until the end, they butchered that ending. That was like a perfect show. That show was hitting every decimal, and they said, "Nah, bro, they fucked that one up." Loki season 1, fire. That was fire. What you think of Falcon and Winter Soldier?
It was like the movie. Like, it was cool. It ain't nothing too grand, nothing I ever went back to. But it was cool,
That shit was ass-tastic for me. I said Black Widow. I didn't like that one either. That wasn't good at all.
That's the movie?
Yeah, the movie.
I know a lot of women that love that movie, so it might not be for our demo, because I feel like most women that I talk to like that joint.
Bro, I almost went to sleep in that joint. Well, honestly, like I said, this movie is trash. Shang-Chi.
You know how I felt about it. Shang-Chi tough. Shang-Chi tough.
Legendary. That me and Koonce go back and forth for this, but he really rocked with Shang-Chi for real. Like, he really rocked with Shang-Chi.
Watch that thing tonight.
Thumbs down. Next movie, Eternals. I rock with the Eternals. I think they was trying to do something different, and it just didn't land, bro. It didn't go nowhere, because how are they here before everything? Where were they at this whole time, bro? That's what messes up their story.
So you like the Eternals, but don't like Shang-Chi. Okay.
The Eternals was something different, bro. But the thing that ruined that movie, bro, we just found out something about that Celestial, bro. It is 4 years later. We're just talking about that Celestial that's been in the ocean. since Eternals, but I like the Eternals, but they wasted a lot of characters on that. Hawkeye. I rock with Hawkeye. Hawkeye is my favorite. That's my favorite MCU show, and then it's Ironheart for me.
Yeah, I like Hawkeye. I like Hawkeye a
was
lot.
cool. Moon Knight was cool. You feel me? I want Moon Knight to come back in Doomsday. You feel me? His powers at the end of the last episode. Spider-Man No Way Home, trash.
Yeah, it was that was a joint with a lot of fan service, right? With the 3 Spider-Man.
And they got us out the way. They man, everybody was in the theater throwing popcorn. They had old ass Tobey Maguire. I said, bro, look at Tobey. He looked like he just there. He looked like once he throw the mask on, he gone.
Yeah, that one it was cool, but I didn't love it like everybody else loved it. To be honest,
man, that joint was trash. Miss Marvel, I thought that joint was trash. Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, I thought that was trash. Thor: Love and Thunder was trash. I don't know what they was doing with that. They had kids save the day. The kids say that they were teddy bears and water bottles and Funko Pop. What the fuck? They had all types of shit, candles, and they just killed everybody. What a waste of Christian Bale, bro.
I never went back to watch that one. It started off with potential, like, and then that ending. Yeah, I forgot all about the kids, bro. They was in the cage and all that. Yeah, I forgot all about this.
Gore went to the city and kidnapped all the kids for no reason. Instead of fucking just killing Thor, he kidnapped the kids. And the kids were the part of the end plot. Oh my God. It was a kid with a teddy bear, bro. I remember this. I watched it again to make sure I wasn't tripping. Then the goats, even though one of my best songs on Apple Music is Goat Boat. And I got that from Thor. You know what I'm saying? From when they was on the boat with the goats in the boat. But that was the most dumbest stuff ever in that movie. Like that was the dumbest little joke they just kept hitting that. They just kept hitting that joke. Yeah, I'm like,
yeah, that's a forgettable movie for sure.
Jane Thor, they just threw that in there. They try to throw that on us. Put Jane Thor, and then she dies. Pointless.
Thor got the worst films, to be honest.
Bruh.
Yeah.
She-Hulk, oh my God. Every time, I don't care. Every time we talk about this show, this summed up phase 4, y'all, right here. I'm trying to tell you. This summed up phase 4. Then we got Werewolf by Night. I like Werewolf by Night. I was wrong. That was a good special. Werewolf by Night, that little Halloween special they had in black and white. I thought that was tough. That was a tough joint. Black Panther Wakanda Forever. They just had to kill. They literally killed Chadwick in this movie again. Like we could have just skipped over that, bro.
I mean, I told you I can't really grade that movie. Like it's
yes,
hard.
You can, bro. It was trash.
I can't call it trash because it's just like they tried to salvage something that they never expected to do. Then it was COVID. It was so much going on with that movie. It's just like, I mean,
you giving it a pass.
Yeah, for sure.
I can respect that. That. And the last thing, the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special. That was cool. I like that. That was I think for me, that saved phase 4 for me.
That's crazy.
Because without that, it was so lighthearted. It had a good story. And it just was like, damn, finally we got something good at the end of phase 4. Golly, bruh. So
I mean, now that you really go down the list, I feel like the only thing that's relevant right now is Eternals with Galactus. Other than that, I don't think nothing has been
nothing.
America Shaw Victoria asked the other day, like, where is she at? Like, so I don't know. Phase 4 is very interesting.
Bruh, it was a bunch of ass with a side of eggs, bruh. Like real talk. Like I look. That's all I gotta say. But wrapping up just with the Ironheart situation, something else I thought was cool with episode 5 was the barf barf Tony Stark's AI thing from Civil War when they used it to show like Natalie showed like her stepdad and how she became Ironheart and the memories. That was Tony Stark's. That was an Easter egg because in Civil War he gave that to them for free. He gave them the AI technology, the MIT. So the fact that it was used, I was like, she's using barf.
Yeah. I told you that I teared up at that scene, bro. Like just seeing like their reaction to him, to the stepfather talking to the younger version of her. It was like, oh, that's very, sentimental. Just especially for a character who tried to suppress that so much and never really wanted to embrace it. Because Natalie hit that tough line when she was like, if you try to forget all the bad things, you're gonna forget all the good things too. Like you can't have one without the other. You gotta find that balance and make your peace with this in order to move forward. And I really like Natalie. Like as a character, I felt like their dynamic, they felt like real friends. Like, and she dealt with the struggle of, you're not my friend, like you're just AI, and then it came to like, I accept you, like you kind of like really are what she would be today.
She's my glitch.
Yeah, you might be a glitch, but you my glitch.
Yeah.
So.
That was a tough line too when she said that, and it really pushed the rest of the episode. Of course they had to bring family and then go ahead and make it cool. You feel what I'm saying? But that changed the episode. Now episode 6, man. Episode 6 really upset me because whole episode's flowing. You know what I'm saying? Whole episode's flowing. We getting action that makes sense. You feel what I'm saying? Like when she's even fighting the Red Hood, I was thinking like this evenly matched. You know what I'm saying? Like this actually even matched for a suit. What they was going on, everything was good. I'm like, okay, like this her Iron Man type villain. This makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I even like the fact that they added spoiler alert manifesto. We finally get him from WandaVision. We've been remember the manifesto, how they had us thinking manifesto was in WandaVision. Everybody was like, it's this episode.
The last episode, was not that. It was not manifesto at all. Yeah, nah.
So I think that was a good aspect, but I think that her knowing what he just did to the hood and then signing up for that shit was the dumbest decision I've ever seen ever. I'm like, you literally just saw what it did to him and you just accepted it. And then on top of that, I feel like they could have did it like this with Marvel, right? Why won't y'all that scene with him in the hood? Keep that scene, but leave that as the only scene with Manifesto just to introduce his presence. You feel what I'm saying? To the MCU. Don't make them make a deal. You feel me? And just have this show end. Or if not have it end, I think you may have mentioned Kamala and Kate come and recruit her. You know what I'm saying? And start the Young Avengers. She did not need to make a deal with Manifesto at the end of that joint, bro.
Two things. It's Mephisto. You for sure said Manifesto, like Manifest Destiny or something like that.
Mephisto.
But so did you watch the episode again, or you only seen it one time? So the first time I saw it, I told you like I ain't like how it ended. And then when I watched it the second time, it made me rethink how I felt. Because I was questioning, like, did she really make the deal or not? Because we see where she has that I don't even know if it's a flashback. I don't know how they play with time at the end, but she has that vision where she's trying to bring Nat back and trying to study the things, and Natalie comes back, but it pops back into the present, and she like, the past is the past. Like, I don't want to do that. So I feel like the way that they played on it, it's great because it could lead you one or two ways. It could lead you to feeling like she never learned anything and she still made the same selfish decision, or that was just her thinking of it at the same time. Like I liked it when I seen it the second time because it made me feel like, do I really know if she took that deal or not? because it seems like based on her character, she 100% took
It
that
had the thing
deal.
on her arm, bro. Remember, she had the thing on her arm.
But she still had that same vision, and they was still at that table when she was like, "No, the past is the past." The name of the episode, "The past is the past." Like, I
Bro,
can't
she
get
reached
that
out
back.
that hand, Koonce. She reached
I-
first of all, she reached out that hand.
Trust me, I agree. I feel like it's possible. It's very likely, but I don't know. It's plausible deniability to it because even when she, why would she deal with it? Like she just seen how you said everything that happened with Hood. Like, why would you even try to do this? Like, but at the same time, it's possible that she would, because when she asks, like, all you want is me, like it's not going to affect nobody else. And even so, when he was talking to her, it made me think, like, did Tony Stark ever had a deal? Because Tony Stark was on the Forbes list, and he was like, everybody on the Forbes, like I done dealt with. So it was very interesting because they could put Mephisto in a lot of different places.
I agree.
But,
which was why I said that even I didn't like the deal part, but I did think that like they still, even without the deal, them just ending it, they could have just ended it with him just being a presence. You feel what I'm saying? Like we introducing them, so now everything else, we like you said, now it could come out maybe in other movies, other characters that made a deal with him. You know what I'm saying? And this is why that happened. So I'll rewatch it. You know what I'm saying? Of course. But it didn't hurt the series for me. You know what I'm saying? But I still stand on my Marvel can't land. And since Hawkeye, that's why Hawkeye is still my number one show. And Ironheart number 2. But what would you give the entire season a grade for this first season? Maybe probably the last season, for real.
You think it's gonna be last? You don't think they're going? Well, this season's so old. You might be right.
I think they're going. That's why I said, like, how far are they going to go with this story?
Mm-hmm. I want to say I give it a 7. I was thinking 8, but I feel like 8 might be a little too much when I think of certain elements like the crew and things like that. So I could safely say 7, like safely say a 7 for sure.
Okay. I mean, that's cool. I definitely was going in the 7.5, 8 range. You feel me? 8 on the highlights of the episode, 7.5 at the lows. Of course, it could have been this, that could have been changed, that could have been changed, but what they worked with and what I think they held back from us, which was this is a cool show. You feel what I'm saying? And from the stuff that they actually dropped, majority of the shows, it was better than. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the story, what the characters, the direction they want to take it with the MCU, adding Easter eggs without not overdoing it. You feel what I'm saying? Like it was its own thing in the MCU, which I feel like they should have had with everything that made sense. Because like think about Moon Knight. Ironheart can happen in the real MCU storyline. It could be happening while other stuff is going on. Moon Knight, they were fucking huge ass what is it? Koonce turned into a giant versus the god Egyptian, like something real happened at it was most of the phase 4 and phase 5 had Avenger level threats, and you like, how did they not get Avengers to help them out with this? She did not have an Avengers level threat. You feel what I'm saying? Like it was and they kept it at a show level. I think She-Hulk didn't have an Avengers level threat, which could have worked to their advantage, but that show was just ass. You feel me? So I give it 7.58. You feel me? So you know what I'm saying? That's a pretty good score. Everything, all in all, you feel me? So, but before we go, what are your thoughts on what do you think about the Fantastic Four? What do you like? How do you feel about it?
I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of nervous, bro.
I'm nervous, bro.
Like I feel like I feel like it's been at least like 5-6 trailers. I might be sizing, but it's like,
you're not lying. Not including NBA spots, Frosted Flake spots, Funko Pop spots. They didn't got a spot. I didn't literally see Fantastic Four. They are pushing the budget.
For sure.
I saw Mr. Fantastic hand wrapped around a cinnamon toast crunch box earlier. I was like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like they really pushing the budget.
Yeah.
And compared to when they thought they had us, like during COVID, there wasn't no multiverse of madness, cinnamon toast crunch, or Love and Thunder, cinnamon toast crunch. Now that we're outside, they're like, we gotta promote this because they will not go see this.
No, that's a fact, and that's why I'm nervous because it's the last movie until next year. Until what is Doomsday next? Secret War. So yeah, it's just like it's a lot that they got to do, and then you kind of feel like they showed the ending in Thunderbolts. Now, what could be cool is if
they showed the ending. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah,
they showed the ending.
I hope it's not the ending and it's just like maybe earlier on in the film and they could go back. I don't know, but it feels like we already know the resolution. We just trying to see how it works out. And it makes you question, like, is this going to land? Like, they bring Galactus up, the Silver Surfer there. It's like, okay, so what y'all doing with this film? So.
Are they eating the world and just stepping off and then we like, hey, they ate that world, bro. We here just to let y'all know this might be a problem, but this might not be a problem. You feel me? Because like you said, the Thunderbolts, what are y'all doing with that having to see the rocket ship, like you said? Or it could be, think about this, that could be an alias rocket ship with just one of them. You feel what I'm saying? It could just be one of them. It could be Reed. You feel what I'm saying? It could be Reed stepping off. You feel what I'm saying? Because he's the smartest. So he could be him stepping off. But like you said, what are they really doing? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you got a fantastic car. That I actually saw a clip of it. You know what I'm saying? I think I saw on Twitter a clip which made me like, I saw a clip of the dinner scene. And I'm just like, it's just something off about this. Just doesn't seem like it's meshing well. And for them to have a bad last Fantastic Four, a okay first two Fantastic Fours, Fantastic Four historically has not been good, bro.
That's a fact. It almost makes you feel like it's Fantastic Four. Would it be better as a TV show and not a film?
It's not a movie show.
Yeah, if it don't work this time, for sure, like it might just gotta be a TV show. Like, don't even make it a film. So I don't know, but like I said, I'm nervous because I don't know, like, what else can they show that we haven't seen? Like,
but the world ends. We know that. We know that. I have a strong feeling the world ends. Like, because it's like the 19th. This doesn't even look like the 616 universe. You feel what I'm saying? So clearly, we know something's gonna happen where I feel like they're gonna fail. And if they're trying to hit the Infinity War feeling where they fail, we already had that feeling. Infinity War was by surprise. We actually didn't know I did not know they was gonna lose in Infinity War. I 1,000% thought when Thanos took his fat head ass and said at the end of them, like, it gotta be more. And then it just
silent as a mug. It made you sit in that.
So like you said, I don't know if they were trying to get the hypeness for Fantastic Four or through Thunderbolts because they knew Thunderbolts. Because like I said, Thunderbolts could have been left on the table too, bro, to be honest with you. They could have, even though it was a cool movie, y'all made a movie about some Avengers that nobody cares about. Like, actually nobody cares about. And we didn't get forget us watching the MCU, right? We're talking about the people who went and because we made Infinity War like, yo, the end of Infinity War was crazy. You feel me? That's why Endgame was so big with the normies. You feel what I'm saying? Everybody, Endgame was an event, bro.
That's a fact.
Let's keep it 100. Everybody named mother, niggas that never even seen Marvel was going to see Endgame. You feel me? Because it's the hypeness, the hype level. Nobody is hyped for Fantastic Four. I think my homie was like, yeah, bro, like, he said I haven't been watching Marvel in a while, but I want to see what this Fantastic Four hitting on. I'm nervous as shit. You feel what I'm saying? If this is the movie, like, damn, bro, I could have just I could have not seen this. You feel what I'm saying? So, for me, I just want to see what they're gonna do. Once again, I think this movie at least has to connect to something. You feel what I'm saying?
I mean, in theory, you gotta just tell us about Galactus, you know. So I guess it's gonna make it connect to something. But as far as other characters, I don't know. I don't feel like they could introduce a new character. They just gotta bring something into the fold. X-Men. I mean, because even what was that? The Marvels where the X-Men was shown with Monica Rambeau.
Peace, yep.
So it's just like it's all this stuff that's just in the air that I don't know, bro. I don't know. Fantastic Four. I was more excited the start of the year, but as we got closer, it's just like, what are y'all doing? Like I don't know what's about to happen. I'm anticipating it, but I don't know because you mentioned in a pre-show like Jurassic World. Yeah. How much it sell already?
Almost 400 million. It's like 318 million worldwide. We're not talking about US. Worldwide, it almost is at 400 million. So everybody thought that was going to be the last movie in the back. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, that's just Jurassic Park, bruh. No. And people don't even like the movie. Rotten Tomatoes and critics hate it. And it still does numbers because at the end of the day, Jurassic Park, dinosaurs are global. Everybody knows about dinosaurs. Superman might be in second because Superman is global too. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, Fantastic Four is not a global thing, bro. It isn't. It's really not. It's really not. So I'm nervous too, but we'll definitely see, and we'll be back. Y'all, we're going to go see it on July 26th. We're going to go see it. So yes, we will have an out theater review, and yes, we will have a review for the Fantastic Four, the first family. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Shout out to Ironheart, man. Shout out to the MCU for giving us some solid work, man. Just to enjoy, get us going to Fantastic Four, man. But yeah, Koonce, man, you got any spill before we go, man? Appreciate you pulling up to suggesting the Ironheart.
No question. What's today? The 7th. College football just dropped. You know, pick up that college football 26 solid game. And, you know, keep God first. You know, Jesus coming soon, so stay up, stay blessed.
Yeah, that way you got to keep God first, and you know what I'm saying. You can't deny Jesus is coming, so you better get right. You dig? And on that end too, also with college football, Koonce, anytime you can get smoked in college football, that is just that from letting that be known now. Anybody can get smoked. Definitely on the channel, I'm going to have a lot of content coming. The Marvel's clashes are definitely going to have a lot of EA College Football 26. So, yeah, man. Shout out to Koonce, man. Shout out to everybody that's been rocking with us this year so far, man. We in the summer, man. We're going to have some reviews coming for Superman and for Fantastic Four. So, definitely be on the lookout for this, man. Yeah, subscribe to Marvelous Bluntz, man. And, yeah, man, we're going to give Marvel this chance. We're going to see what they're going to do with Fantastic Four. But no, y'all got us with Deadpool Wolverine because the nostalgia. Y'all can't pull that no more. That's over. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all got to make a good movie, Marvel. And y'all start off with 2 okay joints. Okay joints. So we'll leave it at that, man. But, yeah, peace and love, man. Subscribe to Marvelous Bluntz. Yeah, and July 18th, Whiskey Heat, my new single is coming out. Mr. Ten Toes is dropping very, very soon. Just went ahead and shot some pics. Shout out to SAR. I got my mixtape covered, all that stuff, pictures done. We about to get it rocking and rolling, man. Koonce will know about that soon. Subscribe to Marvelous Bluntz, man. We out, man. We gone. You dig?
Hey, where's Rose?